Welcome to Blessed and Boys, a podcast whose bracket hasn't busted yet. We're one Saints fan and one Cowboys fan, one fan of Who Dat and one fan of Dat Win. We're here to give weekly takes, game recaps, bad betting picks, game previews, and the occasional Seinfeld reference.
This week, we don't have a patron saint / cowboy, so we're just going to kick it over to Izzy to tell us what time it is.
Yeah, that's it. It's go time. Let's see you lift that.
Mr. Mandelbaum, please.
It's go time.
This one's for you, Pop. It's go time.
It's go time.
You've been married 3 times.
That's it! It's go time!
It's go time.
We're gonna see how many real fans we have. We're gonna be mad that we didn't have a.
I know Pro Football Reference will be withdrawing their sponsorship at any moment.
Yeah, I know, right? I was trying to find someone who was like a St. Patrick's Day
named
connection.
Patrick? Do we have anybody? Nobody named
I was just looking and I didn't see anybody.
We didn't have anybody that like played basketball. I mean, Jimmy Graham. But
I did. So the Saints' current kicker is Gaelic. Charlie Smith. He is. Yeah. So
I hear the new Iranian supreme leader is also Gaelic.
Yikes. Anyway,
moving on.
If you're still with us, God bless you.
The show is falling apart already.
Yeah,
this is what happens when we don't. This is what happens when we don't have a patron.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Our patron saint this week is Patrick. That's it. Saint Patrick.
There we go. If you want to contact the show, I don't know why you would, but if you want to, you can, or if you want to report us, I guess, you can do so. blessthemboys@gmail.com, BLESSDEMBOYZ. Still on X at bless_dem_boys. I am at Paul Elliott _316. Brandon is at Ball from Grace. Blue Sky, it's there. I guess.
Oh, I did skeet today.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, so I was watching. Are you familiar with the Champions League?
Yes.
Okay, so the way they do this in the knockout stage, like the tournament before they get to the final, is they do a home and home. So like 1 week you're at one team stadium, and the second week you're at another team stadium. Okay. So there's this team, Bodo Glint from Norway.
Excuse me,
Bodo Glint.
Okay.
I'm sure I'm butchering that. Because it's Norwegian. I think they have some of the circles with the lines through it or the dots on it or one of some of those letters. And so this episode is great for international relations so far.
It really is, yeah.
So they were playing the team from a team from Portugal. Actually, Cristiano Ronaldo's first team.
Oh, okay.
And so in the first leg, Bodo Glint won 3-0. So 3-0. Okay. So that's pretty big deficit to overcome, right? Well, they go to Portugal this week.
Okay.
And Portugal it's Sporting CP, which is they play in, it's not Porto, but the other Lisbon.
Okay. Yep.
Okay. So they play in Lisbon. And so they go back, they get 3 goals to tie it. So now it has to go to overtime. So they'll play an extra 30 minutes so it's 3-0 now. So now it's on the aggregate goals scored, it's 3-3.
Ah, gotcha.
And so they go to extra time. If it's still tied to extra time, they'll do penalty kicks. They go to extra time. Portugal scores again, and then gets another one late into the extra time. So they end up winning 5-3. So the skeet that I sent out was so there's a term for a big comeback that they use in Champions League a lot of times because it's happened with Spanish teams a couple of times. It's called the remontada. And so I said, how do you say remontada in Norwegian? And so that was it. So that a long-winded way of saying
So,
I did skew
wait.
once.
So they won 3-0,
Mm-hmm.
and then they were losing 3-0, and then came
Yeah,
back.
so they
Okay.
won 3-0 in the first game, and then this game they like lost 3-0, and so they're like
Oh.
so now it's 3-3 overall because
In the
totally-
aggregate.
in the
Yeah.
aggregate, yeah. So it's aggregate
Yeah.
goals scored, and so they ended up like the Sporting CP scored
So
5 goals in this game.
So for
to win.
this, but for the game that they played today, Portugal won.
Yes, 5-3
Okay, gotcha.
or 5-0. 5-0 was the score for this game.
Wait, if Portugal won 5-0, when? Oh, so Portugal beat. Okay,
Yeah,
I
they had to
misunderstood.
make up.
I thought
they,
you.
they had to make
Okay.
up a 3-goal.
No.
difference.
I thought you said Norway won the.
No.
Okay.
Norway.
All
ended
right,
up losing-
I'm there. I got you.
All
I
right.
got you.
All right. We're all good.
So if they had gone the extra time, so like let's say Norway had scored a goal in that extra time, Norway
Uh-huh.
would have won in the aggregate. but
Correct.
Portugal. Okay, gotcha.
Correct.
All right, I'm with you. I got it. Okay. If you are checking us out on YouTube Live, first of all, thank you. Hit that like button or subscribe button while you're here as well. You can check us out Spotify and Apple. Like, share, subscribe. Tell your friends, tell your enemies, tell the bots. Excuse me. We will get into some football. We'll also do some college basketball, obviously, with March Madness upon us. It actually has started. The first 4 are going on as we speak. But before we get into all that, we here at Bless Them Boys do pride ourselves on being able to discuss other things.
But enough about fish. I can discuss other things, you know.
All right, Brandon. What you get up to this week?
Well, I do want to point out, I don't know if you ever got a chance to listen to it, but the comedy podcast that I listened to, All Fantasy Everything, did a
Yeah.
draft of Seinfeld items from the Seinfeld show.
Okay.
And so
I did not get to listen. I didn't get a chance to listen to it.
Okay, so it's good. I think one of the first thing, like some of the, it was like there were things like obviously the puffy shirt was on there. The Merv Griffin set was one of the items drafted.
Yeah, of course.
I can't remember if the Cigar Store Indian got drafted or it was like an honorable mention because once they like finish drafting, they'll be like, we left a lot of picks on the board. Here's some things that we kind of missed, and they'll go through it. But there was just a lot of Seinfeld quoting, so like just like perfectly up our alley. So
Gotcha. Gotcha.
I did listen to that, so highly recommend any listeners who are out there that are big Seinfeld fans. Highly recommend it. The show is great, but it's also nice when there's like a lot of a nice Seinfeld crossover on there.
Yeah,
because I think most of them are pretty big Seinfeld fans. So there was that. I did a lot of prep. I'm leaving for Las Vegas tomorrow to watch March Madness, Thursday and Friday in Las Vegas. So I did a lot of prep for that. I told you last week.
As God intended.
As God intended. So I did a lot of work for that last week, and then I told you last week, like my pipeline broke because there was something going on with like one of the packages that I used to get the data.
Oh, your data pipeline. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and so I figured out like a workaround, like to like get the data I needed. The package finally actually went back up this morning, and so everything's fixed. But I was still like, okay. So I did my sims for men's basketball and women's basketball. I have Duke as the favorite right now.
Okay.
The women's side, I have UConn as a pretty heavy favorite. I think so. In the women's side, it's like the top 4 seeds. If you add up their like chances to win the title, it's like 95%. So like it's like those 4 make up the like huge majority of the odds. Texas is actually one of those teams. Texas women's basketball, one of the number 1 seeds in the women's tournament.
Oh, very nice. Yeah, I feel like in women's, it's always like a very top heavy.
Yeah, you can
type
get some.
situation.
You can get some like upsets and kind of like that middle seeds, but it usually ends
Yeah.
up being going to the number 1 seeds are usually the ones that make it out. I think last year UConn won the title, but they were like a 2 seed, but they were like when I was looking at my ratings for them, I was like, I think UConn should have been a 1 seed. So I think they kind of got screwed on their like seeding last year. But most
Yeah.
of the time it is the number 1 seeds. I also had we do a family bracket competition. So I had my 2 kids do a bracket
Yep.
on the app, and my wife as well. So would you like to hear their picks for the winners?
Certainly. Yeah.
So my wife is the most out on a limb here.
Okay.
She picked Clemson to win it all. The
Okay.
team that she picked Clemson to beat in the final is the winner of the Miami, Ohio SMU game.
All right.
So risky going out.
So from first 4 to last 2, apparently.
Yeah, exactly. My oldest daughter took Kansas over Arizona.
Okay. A little more
Reasonable. Yeah.
reasonable, yeah.
I don't like Kansas. I like Arizona. I don't like Kansas this year because I think they have the guy who might be the best player in college basketball in Darren
Okay.
Peterson.
Okay.
But he seems more interested in focusing on landing in a good spot in the draft than doing anything in college.
You've talked about it. Yeah, you talked about him last week, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, and so there's that. So that I'm not big on Kansas this year. The other, and then my youngest daughter, our 5-year-old, took Duke over Miami. So all ACC final for her. But she does,
Miami, not Miami, Ohio. Miami.
no, not Miami, Ohio. The U. So,
the U, yeah.
Yes. So she had the most. I think the 2 kids actually had reasonable finals. I think like they're not
Now,
Kansas might be a stretch, but
what, if I may ask, what was the method of selection for your daughters? Was it like color scheme? Was it like, was there any method to the madness here?
I did tell them, I was like, so I did kind of explain what seeding was. And I said, but like, that doesn't mean everything all
Right.
the time. Like there's
Right.
going to be teams like the bigger number is going to beat the smaller number sometimes.
Right.
So I think my oldest daughter understood that. And so I think she just kind of went with that. I think she does, when it came to the Jayhawks, I think she does like the color scheme in the logo. I think I think that was the deciding factor. Arizona, very, very appealing as well, though, because their logo is her first initial. And so that's also blue and red. So we're going with an all blue and red final. For the youngest one, I have absolutely no idea what because she was looking at them pretty hard and she would poke them to kind of look at the logo pictures that popped up. But I don't know it wasn't like, oh, this one's prettier. There was no we didn't get a narrative on explaining. So that made it a little difficult to discern.
That makes sense. Yeah,
the other thing this weekend, we did record a new episode of my daughter's podcast, Sweet Travels. So that is out.
Okay.
It is on Spotify and also on YouTube.
May I was thinking of this. I don't want to influence your daughter's show by any means, but I was thinking she could do an episode maybe next year about king cake for Mardi Gras.
I do think that would be a good one because it would be seasonal.
Yeah.
So we can so absolutely, that's something to be on the list. We'll put that on the list.
Put it
It's on the list.
You on the list.
Ned
Just don't give her my name. Just don't give her my name.
Okay.
Just don't
I won't name names.
Don't name names.
And then the other thing is, I think we can kind of talk about this together because I'm sure I know you watched it, but we didn't catch all of it, obviously, because we were like before the kids' bedtime.
Yep.
But after that, we did turn on the Academy Awards and watch a pretty good chunk of that, I thought. I did not see Marty Supreme. This is my biggest takeaway, because I kind of expected the one battle after another, not surprised. The Best Actress winner, not surprised. So I didn't see Marty Supreme, so I'll let you kind of like weigh in on that. But I never thought I like Sinners a lot. Like, obviously, I talked about it. I told you how good it was, how much I enjoyed it. Great movie. But
you just didn't think Michael B. Jordan.
I never watching that movie. I didn't think this is a Best Actor performance. And maybe that's just me. Like, I thought it was a good performance, but I didn't think like this is like
the way
I didn't walk away from that thinking that.
My thinking, and we talked about this last week, because I did take your advice when we were talking about Chalamet's odds getting worse.
Mm-hmm.
So Sunday afternoon before the show, I just checked Underdog to see, and he was like a 3-1 for Best Actor.
Man.
So I put a little down. Michael B. Jordan, I think, was like a -250 or something at that point. So so just put a little on it. My takeaway from both One Battle After Another and Sinners was that both of those were great movies with great casts, with like complete casts.
Mhm.
Obviously, One Battle After Another won the casting award, the very first casting award. I thought Sinners cast was tremendous. My takeaway from Marty Supreme, to kind of get to your point, was that was Chalamet's movie. Like, Chalamet really drove that movie. So that's why I thought he was going to win Best Picture.
Right.
I was listening to the folks over at the Big Picture podcast. They were talking. They cover the Oscars probably just good or better than anybody else.
Mm-hmm.
And the question came up, it's like, do you think Chalamet lost because of the ballet and theater, which obviously they made fun of him during the broadcast. And Sean Fennessy, who's the host, he basically said he doesn't think that's the reason, but he thinks that the Academy used that as a way to kind of like put him in his place. If that makes sense. Because the thing you have to take into consideration is that no one that young, Chalamet is only like 30 years old. No one that young wins Best Actor, usually. Now I know, like, Michael B. Jordan's not old by any means, like,
right?
But so he's of the opinion that the die was cast. Like, it wasn't like those comments were made public and then everybody went back and changed their vote. It wasn't like that. It was just like, we're gonna make Timothy kind of stew in this for a little bit. So I don't know. I mean, Hollywood does weird things.
You don't think they saw his outfit and then we're like, no, we can't have this guy on the stage.
That might have been it too. I mean, yeah. Listen, I was delighted. We talked about it last week. I said I thought Chalamet was going to win, but I'd be delighted if Michael B. Jordan won, and I was happy to see him win.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I have nothing against Michael B. Jordan. I just thought that, like, it was just like, oh, that was not my takeaway from that movie, really.
Right. I mean, only the sixth African American to win Best Actor. So there was Sidney Poitier, Denzel Washington, Jamie Foxx, Will Smith, Forrest Whitaker, and now Michael B. Jordan. That's pretty good. It's pretty good company to keep for Michael B. Jordan. And then also, one of the surprises of the night, Sinners winning for Best Cinematography, which is also historic because it's the first female cinematographer to win that award. So congratulations. I apologize. I don't remember her name off the top of my head, but congratulations to her. That was an upset, in my opinion. That Train Dreams was kind of the bookmarked favorite for that. And again, I think Sinners completely deserved it, but just it's kind of surprising. Sinners also won for best score. The composer Ludwig Göransson, I believe is his last name.
Mm-hmm.
This guy's like the new John Williams because he won. This is his third Oscar. He's won for Black Panther, Oppenheimer, and now this sent for Sinners. So this guy is basically Ryan Coogler and Christopher Nolan's composer. So if he stays,
well, Christopher Nolan also big fan of Hans Zimmer over there too. So
he is.
Don't forget that guy.
But you're right. But this guy Ludwig Göransson is doing the Odyssey score, not Hans Zimmer. So he did Oppenheimer, but he also did Tenet, the movie before Oppenheimer. He scored that movie as well. That
movie is of mine. I think I need to watch that movie about like 3 more times before I might be able to understand it.
I've resolved myself. I will never understand it. And I think it's just you just kind of have to sit back and enjoy the movie at a certain point. But the reason I bring this up because if he keeps being like Ryan Coogler and Christopher Nolan's guy, like he's gonna be like the John Williams of this generation. And he and Coogler are longtime friends from back in their college days. So it's nice to see that. I was hoping Coogler would win Best Director. He did win Best Original Screenplay, which was cool.
Yeah, I think
but it's
that's
also
good.
nice. Also nice to see Paul Thomas Anderson win his first directing award.
This felt like a kind of a, I don't want to say like career achievement award
for PTA.
For both of for kind of those 2 awards. Really is like he's had like a lot of like opportunities and like hasn't.
I really thought they'd split it. I really thought they'd do. PTA wins best. When PTA won Best Director, I was like, okay, Sinners is going to win Best Picture. I really thought they'd split it like that. But again, I mean, I've only seen One Battle After Another the one time. I saw it in theaters, and I talked about it on the show when that happened. I do need to rewatch it. I mean, it's a very good movie. A fun fact. So James Cameron, Martin Scorsese, and Paul Thomas Anderson all won their first directorial Oscar with movies starring Leonardo DiCaprio. James Cameron was Titanic, Martin Scorsese was The Departed, and now Paul Thomas Anderson with.
Need to go back and watch The Departed again. It's been too long since I've seen that.
It's
one.
good.
That's another.
It's good. I rewatched it. Rewatched it within the last year, I think, and that's another one. Like the first time you see it, you're like, "Wait, what happened?"
Did you ever see Catch Me If You Can?
Yeah.
That's another like really great movie too.
I do need to rewatch. I do need to rewatch that one. But yeah, no, I thought for the most part the award show went about according to what I thought. The sentimental value win for best international picture was a little bit of a surprise. I thought Secret Agent or even it was just an accident might win that.
It finished before 10 o'clock, which I was really impressed with. That's
right, yeah.
Yeah, and so they moved it along. I know there was the incident. There were a couple of incidents of people getting played off with music. The one I really remember was the K-pop Demon Hunters, where she went on really long, and then the guy got
the poor guy. Poor guy was trying to talk, and they were trying to stop him, and they're like, but. Well, then there was the one guy they started to bring the mic down and they cut to Conan, and Conan's like,
Did you see the end scene with the Goodfellas, the Goodfellas kind of situation?
Well, no, that's One Battle After Another. You're talking about the last, like the post credits.
Yeah, was that not supposed to be a Goodfellas thing?
No, it was when they take him in the office and. You're talking about with Conan, right? And
yeah.
That's a scene. That's a scene from One Battle After Another.
Oh well,
spoilers for.
Well, to be fair, it's kind of like the. I thought it was like the Joe Pesci sort of thing.
Yeah, it's in that same vein. Yeah, but it's So
One Battle After Another cribbed off of Goodfellas. And so
Yeah.
so the Oscar script off One Battle After Another was scripted
And-
off good. That's how I'm gonna like for
And what's even funnier is the guy that comes to get Conan to bring him to his office. That guy is in One Battle After Another, and he plays that same part, like he's that same character. Again, I don't want to spoil if you haven't seen One Battle After Another, but that scene, that's a direct lift from One Battle After Another, which is probably an homage. I mean, what Martin Scorsese is one of Paul Thomas Anderson's favorite directors. So yeah, I mean, it's
that is
probably
one.
a
There's no way
Goodfellas.
that because I watched that and I was like, oh, this is Goodfellas. So like, there's no way
Right.
that you're like doing that and like.
Yeah. I mean, Scorsese's one of Paul Thomas Anderson's favorite directors, so it's. I could see why you would think that, but yeah, I thought the show was good. Another surprise. You mentioned K-pop Demon Hunters, which I guess I should have been surprised, but when Golden won for Best Original Song, I think a lot of people thought Sinners, the song from Sinners might win.
I had no doubt
but-
that I was like 100% sure that Golden was going to win. Like I was like that. I was like that one. I was like pretty convinced on. My wife was like sitting there and she was like excited when it won, and I was like, I don't know why you're surprised. Like that was like,
Yeah. I mean, well, I actually had forgotten because when the Sinners, when they did their performance, I was like, oh man, that's really good. It's gonna win. And then they like from K-pop Demon Hunters Golden. I was like, oh crap, I forgot about this. But yeah, no, it was a good show. I thought Conan was. It was funny. I had to explain to my wife the opening. I don't know if you saw the opening, like the
I didn't
weapons
see that.
homage. So he's dressed as Aunt Gladys from. Have you seen Weapons? Have you seen the movie
Mm-mm.
Weapons? So the opening was an homage to Weapons, and so I had to explain to my wife like this is what this is from. And I'm trying to remember what my wife asked me at one point. I think it was about Sinners. She goes, "Don't they all die at the end?" I'm like, "Well, no." She's like, "Well," and I'm like, "Okay, yeah. I guess you're
A lot of
right,
them. A lot of them.
like,
That technically they're undead. So
right."
right.
My wife did ask. She's like, "Did Haley Steinfeld not get nominated?" I'm like, "No." I'm like, it would have been kind of considering some of the lines Haley Steinfeld had in that movie. It would be like finding her clip for the show would have been interesting. I will say that.
Finding her. That's good. The finding her clip was.
Yeah,
You got to enunciate the P on that because.
yeah, exactly. But anyway,
Moving on.
Anything else from the Oscars you wanted to?
No,
talk about?
I think you can move on to your movie catch-ups.
Sure. Well, let me talk about Paradise first. Season 2 still going. Only 2 episodes left. This episode was kind of the one this past that debuted this past, actually the same night as the Oscars, technically, but wife and I watched it yesterday. Kind of more of a chest piece setting episode, like kind of moving everything into place for the last 2. So last season 1, the penultimate episode was excellent. It was probably the best episode of season 1. So I'm interested to see what happens this upcoming week, because this week will be the penultimate episode for this season. So it'll be interesting to see what happens there. 2025 catch up. I did watch. This movie was not nominated for an Oscar, but it stars Josh O'Connor, who's kind of a big deal right now. I've talked about him on the show a little bit. He was in Wake Up Dead Man, and he was in Challengers before that. He's got the new Steven Spielberg movie coming out here in a couple months, Disclosure Day, that he's a part of. But the movie I watched with him was called The Mastermind. This is he plays a kind of a failed architect, almost like George wishes he could pretend to be.
I always wanted to pretend to be an architect.
And he decides to orchestrate a heist of art, an art heist, which Doesn't let's just say it doesn't go as planned. I'll just put it that way.
Hijinks ensue.
Hijinks ensue. He is married at this time. His wife is played by Alana Haim. I don't know if you know who. She's actually a singer, but she has been. Speaking of Paul Thomas Anderson, she was in she was actually in One Battle After Another, but she was also in Licorice Pizza. If anybody's seen that movie, she's the male or the main, I should say, female.
She's the male. I've got some questions.
She's the main female character in the movie.
What's her name?
In Licorice. Alana Haim, Haim. She has a music.
I like the actress. Or the singer. Yeah, from the band.
Yeah, that's her. Yeah. So this is so basically things go awry, and Josh O'Connor has to kind of improvise after the heist goes awry, and it's set in like 1970, so like it's right around the Vietnam War, like that kind of the angst around all that. So there's all kind of good stuff there. It's a very, very good movie. If you can catch it, is on. If anybody has the streaming service Mubi, MUBI, the same. They are the company that distributed The Substance last year. So anyway, but yeah, I would definitely recommend that. Give that one a watch. I did find a movie this week that I watched that did have a Seinfeld connection. The movie is called Tender Mercies. So the main reason I watched it was because it stars the late great Robert Duvall. Obviously, with the Oscars, they had the in memoriam. This movie is the movie that won Robert Duvall an Oscar as for lead actor. He plays a formerly a country music singer who at one time was very famous and has fallen on hard times. And it's kind of your it's kind of the typical type of those movies where you have the person who is really famous and they fall on hard times and they have to kind of build themselves back up. He also is trying to reconnect with his daughter from his previous marriage. His ex-wife is a singer of her own right, of some renown. So, but he's very good. But the connection, the Seinfeld connection, is his wife's new husband and like manager is played by Wilford Brimley, who Seinfeld fans will remember as the Postmaster General who scares Kramer when Kramer doesn't want his mail.
Is he not also the diabetes?
He is also the diabetes. Yes,
okay.
He is also the diabetes. Yeah, that's probably where people will know him better from.
Yeah, that's the big one.
But if you're a Seinfeld fan, you know him as I forget what his name is, but he's got Kramer in the chair, and Kramer's scared. And he goes, "Now I got some mail out there for you, Mr. Kramer, and you want that mail, don't you?" And Kramer's like, So, shout out to Wilford Brimley. And then this week's Cinechums Challenge, Denzel edition. So this is week. Did I mix this up again? Is it not? Is it 12? And I said 11. I think I mixed this up again. I need to do better marking.
My rods and cones are getting mixed up.
I think it is week 12.
Yeah, but because last week you had week 10, which should have been week 11. So this should be week 12. I'm going to update it in the show doc so that we don't.
Thank
that
you.
way, next week we will be current.
Well, no, because then I just won't change it. I think it's what happened is I just didn't change it again. Okay, so for the category or the prompt this week, which I was expecting, was 2026 Oscars in memoriam. So basically, watch a film that features someone that was a part of the in memoriam segment. So obviously the big hitters here were Robert Duvall, who I just mentioned, Robert Redford, Catherine O'Hara,
Rob Reiner.
Rob Reiner, of course, a beautiful tribute from Billy Crystal and for Mr. Reiner. And that's what it was. My wife, we were watching that, and my wife goes, "He made all these movies?" And I'm like, "Yeah." Like,
Yeah, not a lot of bombs, not a lot of
Misses.
duds in that. No, he
not a lot of misses. Well, because it's like, and I was, because it's like Spinal Tap, The Sure Thing.
I forget about Spinal Tap
Princess-
every time. Every time someone says like Rob Reiner and Spinal Tap, I'm like, oh yeah, that's right.
The
He did-
one I forgot about was Stand By Me. I was like, oh yeah, of course.
Is
Stand
that
By
Macaulay
Me.
Culkin? Is that Macaulay Culkin?
No, that's the Stephen King adaptation of the four
Oh,
kids.
that's right.
who-
That's yeah.
who see the dead body. He did 2 Stephen King adaptations actually. He did Stand By Me and he did Misery.
That's right.
Yeah. But so I think I talked a little bit about this last week. I said if this category came up, the obvious choice for a Denzel movie would be John Q, because that co-stars Robert Duvall.
Mhm.
There's a couple other movies so there was another actor who was featured. His name is Harris Yulin, who passed away last year. You would probably recognize his face if you saw him. And he co-starred with Denzel in 2 movies that I've yet to watch. One was Training Day, and the other is a movie called The Hurricane, which is Denzel.
Oh yeah, the one
plays
about the boxer.
the boxer. Yeah. But the movie I went with is one that you and I have been talking about for a couple weeks now, and it is the Spike Lee joint, Inside Man.
Great movie.
Yes. So the connection here, let me pull it up so I can give proper. As a young man, James Ransone, Ransone, Ransone. Hopefully, I didn't pronounce that. So folks who watch The Wire may know him as Ziggy Sabatka. He was in season 2 of The Wire. In Inside Man, he plays one of Clive Owen's crew. If you've seen the movie, spoiler alert, at the end of the movie, when Clive Owen comes out of the bank and he gets in the car, James Ransone is the young man in the back seat next to the woman whose features are, let's say, voluptuous, who possesses many of the features prized by the male,
superficial male.
superficial male. But yeah, so that's James Ransone. I think his character's name is Steve-O, but in the movie they all call each other like some variation of Steve, like Steve-O or Stevie or whatever. So yeah, this movie, it gets better every time I watch it. The first time I watched it, I was like, what's going on? Like what are we doing here? But yeah, this watch, I was just blown away by how good it is. Denzel's great. Chiwetel Ejiofor, who plays his partner, is fantastic. Jodie Foster is like lights out good. Christopher Plummer, obviously Clive Owen. All of the actors that are in the bank, those are all like real New York residents for the most part.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So, and obviously Spike Lee. This is not.
What did you
Go ahead.
watch this on, by the way?
How did I watch? Oh, Prime. It's on Prime.
Okay.
Prime Video. Yeah. It was on for, I think last month it was on YouTube for free, but it's not on. I mean, you can still rent it on YouTube, but it's not. Because YouTube had a lot of Denzel movies available. Like Tubi's got a lot of the Denzel movies right now. Tubi and Stars has a lot of Denzel movies. Because
Okay.
Training Day is on Stars right now. Because I was really close to doing Training Day, only because it's the 25th anniversary, and obviously Denzel won with the Michael B. Jordan win. You know, and Denzel having won his Oscar for Training Day, I thought that would be good. But when I saw the chance to watch Inside Man, I said, well, let's do this. By the way, so James Ransone, who was in this movie, I just want to acknowledge he passed away in December of 2025 from suicide. So it was kind of a sad deal. As a young man, I want to say he was maybe our age, maybe a little younger. So our thoughts to him and to his family. Yeah, Inside Man.
Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
Finish that. Before you go on to the next movie, I got something.
Well, what I was going to say is we talked about this last week because I was going to try to watch Inside Man last week. Inside Man was not nominated for anything,
Right.
in that Oscar cycle. I think that was the same year as The Departed, which we just talked about briefly. I think that was that same cycle.
That sounds right. It was when I was in college, and so I like remember seeing a bunch of these movies like in theaters, like with college buddies.
Yeah, but no, that was the last little bit I wanted to talk about. What you got?
So I don't know. I know you probably haven't watched any more Suburgatory.
I have not.
But do you remember he was introduced as the diversity student, Malik?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. So I didn't know this. I was looking him up while we were watching an episode the other day. Apparently he was in The Wire.
Okay.
He was Randy Wagstaff.
Randy Wagstaff. Does it say what season of The Wire?
2006 to 2008 were the years. I do not know what seasons those are.
Hang on. Let me see. Because I've only seen up through season 3.
Oh, I thought you had finished that for some reason.
So, there we go. All right, let me see here. I have Maestro Harold.
Mm-hmm.
He looks familiar. Give me a second. I'll get to the bottom of this. Oh, he was in Barbershop too.
Oh,
love that movie.
He was in Ali.
Okay.
Or Ali.
Okay, so Randy he's in season 4 of The Wire, which I have not seen yet.
Gotcha.
Who is he in Ali?
He was young Cassius Clay.
Oh, okay,
So,
cool. Ali's a pretty underrated.
yeah, that was a good movie.
Yeah. Michael Mann, same director as Heat.
Mm.
Here's what I want to tell you. So in Suburgatory, let me get the character name real quick. The character of Noah. So like his friend,
Alan Tudyk.
Alan Tudyk. He and I share a birthday.
Oh, nice.
Which was yesterday. Yeah. So I was looking up because I wanted to see who because the most famous person or famous actor that I share a birthday with, other than Alan Tudyk, is Jerry Lewis, who was the original Nutty Professor way back in the day, and did obviously he did the telethon, the Jerry Lewis telethon for
yes.
So, but yeah, Alan Tudyk, and also you'll know this person, Alexandra Daddario.
Oh,
from,
see, that's the one you got to lead with.
No.
I saw a post on Twitter this week where she was in some scene where she was like tied up with like a shirt.
Oh yeah,
just covering.
Yeah,
and somebody said that she wanted to do it nude and the director wouldn't let her. And
yeah,
and the
I've heard the story, yeah.
And so the quote tweet with this was it was in Portuguese. Somehow I ended up on a Portuguese with but I had to have it translated. But it said this director has blood on his hands.
Yeah, that was if I'm not mistaken, I want to say that was the Texas Chainsaw Massacre remake or something that she was in, maybe. But I've seen that. I've seen that post. Not the retweet in Portuguese, but I've seen the post for sure. Yeah. So that's that. And then I also looked up actors who were born the same year as I am, so have the same same age as me, just maybe not the same day, but the same year.
Mm-hmm.
The biggest one that I could find was Scarlett Johansson. So Scarlett Johansson, she wears it much better than I do. I can say that.
She wears a lot much better than you do. No offense, Paul.
None taken. None taken. All right. So we want to move on to what do we want to do first? We want to do some NFL, some March Madness. How do we want to do this?
Let's lead with the let's lead with football. Let's go ahead and get through.
Okay.
Not much action here, so I think we can get through it pretty quick.
Yeah, I'll just quickly I'll go through the Saints kind of stuff here over the last couple of weeks. So obviously one of the big stories right now is the future of Cam Jordan. Looks like it's starting to feel like he's not going to be back in New Orleans next year, which is sad. The rumor that's going around is he's going to Kansas City, which which God bless him. If anybody has deserved a chance to ring chase, Cam Jordan is that person. So all the best to him if that's what he chooses to do. Alvin Kamara, it looks like he will also maybe not be with the Saints, but I feel like he's more of a retirement situation than it is a go to another team. The Saints did sign.
He doesn't seem like he's got much left in the tank from what I saw this year.
The Saints did sign to, obviously they signed Travis Etienne, as he told people last week. That is his.
And so Devon is Devon Etienne. Is that what?
Yeah.
Is that is that how we're doing this?
So here's the funny thing. So obviously, being from the part of the country that I grew up in, when I first saw his last name, I kind of presumed that's how you say it. But then the commentators kept saying ETN, and I'm like, oh well, he must not be from Louisiana. It must be like something else. And then I honestly didn't know he was from Louisiana until he signed with the Saints, and it said he was from Jennings, which Jennings is like 30 minutes from where I grew up. Like it's
that's definitely like, because it's not like a strictly French. It's like a Cajun French pronunciation of that.
Absolutely.
Because if you were in French, it would be Etienne, which
Etienne,
is close. Yeah, Etienne. But when I guess the Cajun would probably put a little just more like Etienne.
Yeah.
With like just
Etienne,
a little Etienne. So it's more like a little, I guess, choppier, just a little more Cajunified, I guess.
Absolutely. But anyway, so with his signing, and then the Saints today signed Ty Chandler, who has been with the Vikings for the last 4 years, who's kind of a running back return specialist. So so a lot of people see that signing as like, okay, Kamara's definitely on his way out. We talked about this last.
He also won a NBA championship back in 2011 with the Mavs. So there is that.
He did. That's right, Ty Chandler, of course.
Ty Chandler.
How could I forget?
I assume Ty is short for Tyson because
there you go. A 7-foot running back. Yeah,
there we go.
That'll work out.
Get your pad level lower, buddy.
And then in other Saints news, I two pieces of news. One, Beanie Bishop was suspended for the first 3 games of the season, and I also learned today that Beanie Bishop is a New Orleans Saint. I had no idea.
I learned that Beanie Bishop existed, so it's news to me.
Half the Saints
to the planet.
Half the Saints fans I saw retweet this story were like, "Who is this? Like, when did he? When was this person on our team?" So yeah, I forget what the suspension. I think it was performance enhancements or substance.
Some illegal substance, be it.
Yeah, I don't remember the particular
drugs or performance enhancers.
Yeah, so I mean, literally, like the first thing I did was I went to Ryan from Saints Block Party Podcast. I went to his Twitter because if anybody would retweet with who is this, like he would be the guy, and he did not disappoint me. He was like, who is this person? Like I remember during I think it was training camp last year, or maybe the year before, they cut a player last name was Galladay. His first name started with like an X. Like it was this really weird name.
Like
And I
the
was
some like
who?
so
Who's
it's like
this
not
person?
Galladay, Galladay.
Galladay. Yeah.
You wonder if that guy got signed by like somebody in the front office, like, oh, this guy's great. Like somebody making the
Yeah.
wrong pick in fantasy football.
Right.
Like there was an episode of the league where they were so do you remember Jordan Cameron, the Cleveland Browns
Yeah.
tight
Yeah.
end
Of course.
wide
Yeah.
receiver?
Cameron
so
Jordan. Jordan Cameron.
Yeah, so someone drafted Cameron Jordan, and then he's like,
Well-
you just drafted the defensive line.
Well, that's the famous draft story. Cam Jordan got drafted by the Saints, and then like an hour or the next day, he gets called by Cleveland. They're like, "Hey, we're drafting you," and he's like, "No, you're not." Like, I was drafted by the Saints yesterday.
This is
And they
illegal.
were- right? You can't. Yeah, this can't happen. Yeah. So that's basically the Saints news. Tyler Shuck. I will mention this. Tyler Shuck went on the Caleb and Josh Downs podcast. I don't know if you saw this. And apparently Caleb and Josh Downs, obviously Caleb coming into the league this year, and Josh currently with the Indianapolis Colts as a wide receiver. They grew up Saints fans. Caleb Downs was a Saints fan growing up. So,
It's going to be
Just
tough for
throwing
him
that
to have to play for the Cowboys then.
I knew
You
if
know,
I set that one on the tee, if I set that one up on the tee for you, you'd knock it out of the park.
Well, so Tony Pollard, like so one of the podcasts that I listen to every day is the Chris Vernon show out of Memphis.
Okay.
So obviously, like the University of Memphis football, big. So when Tony Pollard was coming out, he got he came out, he got drafted by the Cowboys that year. And so Chris Vernon, who is a big Cowboys fan, like had him on the show to like come and to talk to him. And so his family actually runs a barbecue restaurant in Memphis, Pollard's Barbecue. And so they were asking him about it, but his family was all like Steelers fans. And so like they talked about that, and like he's like, are they going to still be Steelers fan? He's like, nah, all the Cowboys fans now. So it was like, I mean, it was a cool story, but like there was the one thing.
Yeah, that was. I feel like there was a similar story last draft. There was somebody who grew up a fan of one team, but then got drafted by another. So, but yeah. So maybe I think seems like Tyler Shuck might have been recruiting a little bit. Caleb Downs would look good in the Brandon Staley defense for what that's worth. We'll see. How I just wanted to throw that out there. Brandon, what the Cowboys get up to since we last?
Well, Joe Milton has officially been put on notice because the gunslinger, NFC East.
Oh, that's
former
right.
NFC East competitor.
This news broke during our show last week. Remember, we were in the midst of the Max.
I couldn't remember. I was like, did we talk about this?
We were talking about. So we were trying to get the Max Crosby thing straightened out, and then it randomly, I was like, oh, the Cowboys signed Sam Howell, and you were like, okay.
That was
all right,
random.
fine.
So, because they still also have the I think Will Greer, the former Florida / West Virginia.
No, they released him.
Oh, they cut
released
him.
I
Okay.
think I saw that they released him. Yeah.
Okay. Because when that signing was made, they still had Will Greer on the roster, so I missed the news about him being cut. Obviously,
I think it was the next day. I think like Wednesday they announced that they.
Obviously, this wasn't big enough to like blow up Cowboys Twitter, so I didn't.
Fair
see
enough.
it.
Fair enough.
The other thing they did we get the Sam Williams re-signing last week too? That was the other thing that
I don't recall. I don't think we talked about it.
Okay, they brought him back for $3 million, so like basically nothing. So which is good because you need a defensive in depth. And then the one signing which I know is new, which is they added they added a Durant, not the one from Texas.
Oh yeah.
They added Kobe Durant from the Rams, and so add a little more depth at the corner position. I mean, obviously, like with what the Rams have done in the offseason with their cornerback room, he was kind of the odd man out. But I think it's a good. I don't think he's like he's going to like change the course of the defense over here. But I do like adding competent defensive backs to a room that was pretty short on them. I would say like with what the Cowboys have done in free agency, if they had landed like one like larger name, because I like kind of what they did in the trade, because they also this week they reworked the contract for the Packers defensive end
Kenny Clark? Oh no, Rashawn Gary.
Rashawn Gary. That they reworked his contract, so basically, got all like most of the guaranteed money off the books. They added like 6 void years to spread the cap hit this. Yeah, it's like 6 void years on this.
This is okay. So this comes into play because the Saints. It was announced today. The Saints, all their free agency signings had 0 void years.
Oh, that's
for like the first time in like 10 years or whatever it is. And so Ryan from Saints Block Party podcast tweeted the
hang the banner.
Yeah, exactly. The Morgan Freeman gif from Shawshank of like when he shows up at Zihuatanejo and he's just doing like this. So I retweeted the one of him when he's in his parole hearing of talking about I feel like I'm a changed man or something like that. Yeah. So now the Cowboys have taken the Saints' place. Is like we're just going to add void years to a contract just to get.
So, but I think that obviously makes the like trade more palatable, giving them up a fourth and like you were able to rework, but get a bunch of money off the books. And I think it kind of ends up working for both parties in this situation. I think if they've been able to add like Nakobe Dean, or I mean, obviously Max Crosby is the big one, but even just like not like an upper tier free agent, but like one of those mid tier guys that they were in the market for him, but like Nakobe Dean obviously just got called by his buddy out in Las Vegas. Yeah. And so,
I mean,
if they had made one more move, if they're able to add like another linebacker, I think I would be like satisfied, like not like, planning the Super Bowl parade, but like saying, okay, I think we've done what we really needed to do in free agency. I think they were aggressive. I think they tried to do it, but I think they also kind of like just lost out when they tried to be aggressive for like reasons beyond their control in some situations. So, I mean, don't hate what they did. Would have liked a little more, but this is it. They did something. They did a lot more than they usually do, which is an improvement. Do we want to talk about
it's I did want to mention we're talking about contracts. Travis Achan, his contract details came out today, and it basically amounts to a 2-year deal at $12 million a year. It's a 4-year deal, but they have these outs after.
Yeah, it's always you always wait. The first deal that comes out is the agent version of the deal.
Right. So, well, because initially, I think what I initially texted you was like 4 years, 52, and then it became 4 years, 48, and then now it's like it's 4 years at like 11.5 annual or APY. But yeah, it's 24 guaranteed. So it's
right,
and majority of that 24 guaranteed is on the first 2 years. So. Anyway, so just wanted to throw that out there as well. I do want to talk about. So obviously, we spent a lot of time last week talking about this Max Crosby fiasco. I did want to go back to that just for a moment to discuss it. So we recorded on Tuesday. On Wednesday, so obviously the news had just broken right before we recorded last week. So on Wednesday, that's when we started getting all the reports of like what actually happened. And Diana Rossini was on, I saw her on Rich Eisen's show, kind of timelining it. And basically from what she reported, and Max Crosby has kind of validated this on his show, is he got flown in. They met with the doctors, did all this stuff. kind of felt, I think it sounds like Baltimore was iffy on it, but weren't saying anything to Max.
Mhm.
Meanwhile, they were on the side talking to Trey Hendrickson while Max Crosby was in the building. You know, and basically at the end of the day, he got called in by the GM, DaCosta, and they were like, "Sorry, buddy, this ain't gonna work." And you're heading back to Vegas, and then obviously the next day, and we talked about on the show last week, we were like, well, obviously they're gonna go sign Trey Hendrickson now.
Mhm.
The one thing that I was I'm going to use the word concerned, but the one thing I was curious about last week was would that them having to take Max Crosby back, the Raiders that is, would that impact the signings that they did? Like we just talked about Nakobe Dean, we talked about Quay Walker, and then Tyler Linderbaum. And it didn't. Apparently, they're still able to keep those guys. So if you're the Raiders, this kind of worked out okay because now you've improved your team and you're getting a pissed off Max Crosby back. Like, I mean, I don't know. I mean, you kind of try to make the best out of a bad situation, but
Right. He's trying to make chicken salad out of chicken salad out of
exactly. Right. But I mean, this could end up being now, I think the Raiders, the biggest blow, in my opinion, for the Raiders is now they don't have that extra first round pick.
Right.
As which would have definitely helped, but we'll see. I do think Crosby's going to have. I think he's going to have a big year. At least I hope he does. I just feel like, maybe he still gets traded. Who knows? Maybe it's like a post June 1 thing where they find a trade partner.
So I was listening to somebody and they said, how the reporting was that the Cowboys were not interested, and
right,
and it was basically like, yeah, obviously you tell everybody that you're not interested, because if you tell everybody you're still interested, like the price of the break does not go down.
right.
So,
but the price, as I tweeted Wednesday,
yesterday's
price is not today's price. Yeah,
right. I think we should also talk about, before we get to, I think the biggest one we can talk about. I think we'll save that for last. But the other thing that we talked about, we've been critical of the Texans not pursuing offensive line pieces. They addressed that today. They signed Wyatt Teller. Sounds like a Western character, Wyatt Teller. Former bank robber, reformed.
Yeah.
Now a current sheriff in the one horse town. He will be coming to Houston, which I think is a good move. Three-time Pro Bowler, Wyatt Teller.
Perennial. Like, I mean, he definitely was somebody I wanted the Saints to go after for sure as an interior offensive lineman. So they signed him, and then we mentioned it last week, but we didn't have the name. Braden Smith from the Colts, who was their right tackle or left tackle last year.
Yeah,
they signed him. I think it was right before we went live last week. So they have taken steps to revamp
finally
that offensive line. They're kind of bargain shopping it, but it's
just competence is fine. That's all you really need. The other trade, the other move that came down today was the Broncos traded for. Have you seen the price? I haven't. I saw they traded for him. I never saw compensation.
Oh, for Waddle?
Give me Waddle.
Yeah, give me one. So if I remember off the top of my head, the Broncos got Waddle and a 4th round pick. The Dolphins got a 1st, a 3rd, and a 4th.
Okay.
This year. So
year.
So the Dolphins now have 2 first-round picks. I was going to bring this up. So now we have 5 teams with 2 first-round picks. Your team is one of them, the Cowboys.
Right.
The Dolphins are now one of them. The Chiefs, because of the Trent McDuffie trade. the Browns because of the Travis Hunter trade from last year, and the Jets because of the Sauce Gardner.
So did the
trade.
Rams trade one of their first round picks? They traded their first round pick to the Chiefs.
They traded, yes.
Yes,
So the Rams
okay.
still have the Atlanta.
The
The
Atlanta
Rams still
pick.
have Atlanta's first round pick, but the Rams traded their own first round pick to the Chiefs.
Good
for
thing the
McDuffie,
Falcons traded that for a guy who's going to go to jail.
who's going to jail. Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
have fun. Good work, Atlanta.
yeah. So it'll make the draft interesting to, if one of those teams, like, if the Dolphins decide to, I don't know, trade up for, they probably need to trade up for a receiver. I mean, their receiver room is.
Tyreek
Yikes.
Hill's still available, by the way.
He's still available. He's not. Everybody says he's not in Miami.
So somebody said the Cowboys should sign Tyreek Hill, and it's like, and Chris Vernon was like, you want to put Tyreek Hill and George Pickens in the same
George
locker
Pickens.
room?
Woo.
You want to put
Good
those
luck.
two in the same locker room? It's like, do you want Dak to like jump off a building?
Well, I mean, Buffalo just signed C.J. Gardner Johnson. Maybe Buffalo should sign Tyreek Hill. That would.
There
be,
we go. I
that'd
like
be
this
so-
idea.
I like this idea.
Why don't you bring back Stephon Diggs while we're at it? We're just going
Yeah,
for
right.
the malcontents.
What was I going to say? Oh, so the Dolphins. The Dolphins, like, best receivers right now are like Malik Washington, Tutu Atwell, who I didn't even realize was still around. Like, and then it's so I think it's pretty safe to say the Dolphins are going to use one of those two first round draft picks on a receiver, most likely.
I have a question.
All right.
If you're going to be this bad and you're tanking,
Yep.
what is the point of bringing Malik Willis in?
It begs the question. Now, I will say the contract on Malik Willis is not exorbitant.
Right.
Exorbitant?
It's not an albatross. If that fails, then
Right.
you're done in 2 years anyway.
Well,
And
because you've already got the Tua albatross that you've got to take care of. So I mean that's
yeah, you don't want to have
But-
2 of those albatrosses.
right. So it's not out of the realm of possibility. Like it's basically a three leg race for Arch Manning right now. It's the Jets, it's the Cardinals, and it's the Dolphins unless Malik works out. Like if Malik
Right.
works out, then we
It's
talked
going to
about
be
this.
hard.
Well,
It's going to be hard to tell given the guys that he's going to be
well,
throwing
this
to.
is
Though.
this is kind of the Justin Fields to the Jets situation. If you think about it, like the Jets signed because the Jets were kind of in a similar situation. Now the Jets had Garrett Wilson and Brees Hall, which is I would say leaps and bounds better than what the Dolphins have. But
I guess the Dolphins have Achan, not Travis.
Right.
Vaughn.
yeah,
have
they do.
Now we have to specify. Thanks,
Right.
Travis.
Yeah, thanks, Travis. But like I remember last year when the Jets signed Fields, it's like, well, it was a deal where if it didn't work out, which it didn't, now they can move on, and they traded him to the Chiefs, which I got to tell you, Justin Fields to the Chiefs, that's a sneaky good trade for Fields. I feel like that's going to be good for him to sit under the learning tree with the tutelage of Andy Reid and Mahomes, and he might get to play. I mean, if Mahomes is not ready week 1,
Going to have to battle it out with Gardner Minshew.
No, Gardner
No.
Minshew's not there. He's with who did Gardner Minshew sign with? He left. He's not with the Chiefs any
Did he
longer.
go with Matt Nagy? Was he a Matt Nagy guy?
No, he didn't go to the Giants. Or did he maybe he did resign. No, the Cardinals.
Okay.
It's him and
Oh.
Jacoby Brissett fighting it out for that job.
Do you
Now
remember?
that's a team. That team is tanking. That
Do you
team
remember-
is-
Do you remember the old like early internet days bum fights? That's what
Yes.
that's what that quarterback battle is. Bum fights.
Now that team is tanking. The Cardinals.
Boy, they are all in on the tank.
I mean, first year head coach. Because you know who they talked about. The Cardinals talked about bringing in was Jimmy Garoppolo. Can you
Oh, I do
imagine Jimmy
remember
Garoppolo, Jacoby Brissett, and Gardner Minshew as your quarterback? Man, that's something. I mean,
that.
it's
That's something.
That's something.
Speaking of Cardinals quarterbacks,
real quick though, do you
man.
know who called the
I-
you know who called the Saints about Derek Carr?
nobody.
Exactly.
Not
Moving
even
on. Go ahead.
not even the tanking
Go ahead.
Cardinals.
Not even
Speaking
the
of
tanking Cardinals.
speaking of Cardinals quarterbacks,
Okay.
the biggest bit of news for the smallest stature here.
Oh
Did
yeah.
Did you see any of the Kyler Murray memes?
Oh,
They were big.
I saw him. Yeah.
Personal favorite, Peter Dinklage welcomes Kyler Murray to the
Yeah.
to the Minnesota Vikings. Where Peter
Yeah.
Dinklage is slightly taller.
Can I give you? Man?
I do think this is the
I
best
think-
possible landing spot for him, right?
Yeah. Well, I got a sneaking suspicion, man, it might work. Like it might just be crazy enough. Like, because you got to remember, Kevin O'Connell won 9 games last year with McCarthy. As bad as people were dogging on him, and they had Max Brosmer out there for like a couple games, and they still
And?
went 9-8.
And
Who was the other one? Who's the other?
Carson
quarterback?
Wentz.
Oh, that's right. My gosh.
Because Carson Wentz had to play till his arm was falling off.
Literally.
Because
That's right. I
the-
totally forgot about that.
The
So, like,
well, I mean they won 14 games with Sam. Now I know Sam Darnold did win a Super Bowl.
careful.
but he
careful,
did.
our friend
But
Trang's gonna.
what did we
after
think
you.
of what did we think of Sam Darnold when he went to Minnesota? Not that good.
Right. Yeah.
Talented, but not able to play the quarterback
No,
position at a high
it's-
level. Not a guy you could win with.
Yeah.
Kind of some of the same sort of issues that Kyler has. Talented guy, but not someone necessarily that you think you can make a deep playoff run with. He gets under
Right.
O'Connell's system. Like, you got to think with the weapons that they have and the coaching that they have in Minnesota, he's going to be set up pretty well. So I think this is the best that he could have hoped for. And I think it's also the best that, like, given what the quarterback market was, I think this is actually the best that the Vikings could have got out there too.
Yeah, because I mean, the best case for Kyler is this turns into a Sam Darnold type situation where he just plays really well next year, and then in 2027 he maximizes his, somebody comes along and gives him a big contract.
Mm-hmm.
Are you of the opinion that this is it for JJ McCarthy? Because I don't think it is.
I think we've seen quarterbacks go and like eventually get another shot and like try to maybe he needs to back up somebody. Obviously he'll be backing up Kyler. He has a chance to learn. Eventually, maybe he gets a change of scenery and is able to like get another starting shot at some point. So no, I don't think it's over for him.
You know what would be kind of funny is if McCarthy did go and he went to Seattle and like backed up Sam Darnold.
Oh, there we go. I like this idea.
Yeah, I like this idea. Who did they drafted a quarterback last year? The Seahawks did. Jalen Milroe.
Right.
Alabama.
Jalen Milroe, who, as I contend, is Jalen Hurts, but a less accurate passer.
Yikes. So that the Murray, keep an eye on Minnesota. Like because if you just heard the narrative around Minnesota and didn't know their record, you'd be like, oh, they were the worst team in the NFC North, and they actually were. They actually didn't finish in last place. Detroit did.
In fairness, one of those wins was against the Cowboys defense. So
well, fair enough.
So
fair enough.
We'll call them 8-8.
Yeah. Okay. Sure. Sure. That's how that works. Yeah, obviously, we're getting into draft season. We talked about the teams with 2 first-round picks. I did want to mention Daniel Jeremiah, the mock draft guru or the draft guru there over at NFL Network, which I think as of April 1st will also be ESPN, right? You heard about this, right? Like ESPN is
didn't they get a stake in it or something? There's like
because Rich Eisen on his show is saying as of April 1st, he's technically an ESPN employee again. So we'll see. And then they made a big deal about how like Schefter and Ian Rappaport are going to be on the same team now. Like it's not, they're not competing against each other anymore. But Daniel Jeremiah's mock draft came out, his first post free agency mock draft. And for the Saints at pick 8, he had them taking David Bailey out of Texas Tech, which I would not be opposed to. Bailey definitely shows a lot of promise, had a lot of production at Texas Tech. So, and the Saints could use, another edge, especially if, as we talked about, if Cam Jordan is no longer with the team. I've made it clear last week. I'm at the point where I think what the Saints have done in free agency sets them up very nicely to be kind of best player available at 8. So David Bailey, Caleb Downs, Sonny Styles,
offensive lineman,
Ruben. Gosh, help. If they trade back, listen. If they trade back and get an offensive lineman, I'll be okay. But if at number 8, if they're picking like Ione, who's the guard from Penn State, I'm going to be like, oh man, not.
Well, the Saints are known as the team that likes to trade back. So,
right, of course.
As long as they don't. With all those void years done, now maybe it's the time where they change course completely. The void years are gone, and the trade back era has commenced.
Listen, you got to do it. It's I talked about it with Ross a couple weeks ago. Like it's it's been 17 years or whatever. It's 19 years, almost 20.
If the Cowboys traded up with the Saints, swap.
Okay.
And the Cowboys took like Caleb Downs or Sonny Styles off the board. Would you be mad?
I'd be mad. Be mad.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, especially if it's a situation where there's only one of them left. So like if we get to 8 and like only Caleb Downs is, and like Sonny Styles has been taken, Jeremiah Love's been taken, some of those other players, and we get to 8 and it's like, oh, Sonny Styles is available. Sweet. Cowboys trade up and take Sonny Styles. I'm gonna be mad.
I will say the guy that I talked myself into it, number 20 is it Rodriguez, the linebacker from
Texas Tech?
Texas Tech. Yeah, I've kind of.
Wow. Yeah, I was kind of hoping for him in the second round, but yeah, okay, sure.
He's at that point, I think because the Cowboys don't have a second round pick. And so I think reaching for him at that spot, I'm okay with, just based on like what he's put on tape, the measurables. Like, I don't know. I just.
Well, that was a big question about him going to the combine was he looks great on tape, but is he going to measure? Is he going to perform, put the metrics up? And he did. So,
yeah. So,
but no, so Daniel Jeremiah for the Cowboys had them taking Jermod McCoy, the corner out of Tennessee. He's got injury.
Yeah, I think that kind of knocks him off the board here, especially at 12. That's a little rich.
Did you send me a mock draft that had Caleb Downs at 12, or am I dreaming that?
I think I did. Maybe I may have sent you one of those.
Yeah, or maybe I did a mock draft simulator on like PFF and that happened. Maybe that's what I'm doing. And then at 20, Daniel Jeremiah has the Cowboys selecting defensive end TJ Parker out of Clemson. So
Clemson, the pick to be the national champion.
Is it really?
Well, that's
this yeah. Oh, that's right. Yeah. I thought, I'm sorry.
I would like to
lost
give an update. UT currently up 25-19 in the first half.
Yeah, I got it. I got it on the
Against-
TV here. So I've got, you'd be proud of me. I got UT, North Carolina State to my left here, and to my right, I've got SFA and Tulsa for the NIT. SFA was winning. They're at commercial right now, so I have to.
It is 39-36 SFA at the moment.
Axel Jacks. There we go.
Mm.
By the way, I don't know if I mentioned this after the combine, but one of the top performers coming out of the combine was I forget his first name. His last name was Cummings. He was a cornerback out of SFA. He had like a 4.3 40.
Oh, nice.
Tested very well. Kind of, I think most people see him as a developmental corner, probably like a special teams contributor at first, and then working his way to, being a full time corner. But
Gotcha.
so I did want to mention that.
All right. Can you camp for just a second, and I will be right back.
I'll camp. Yeah. Let's look at some scores here. So yeah, Texas 25, NC State 19. NC State just scored, so it's 25-21. I will let you know, folks. I believe let's check the scores from earlier. Here. Men's basketball. Here we go. Earlier, Howard University defeated Maryland, Baltimore County 86-83. That was the first four in the Midwest region. So let's see who Howard gets to play next. They get to play Michigan, the number one seed in the Midwest. You can get Howard at a good old 50-1 on the money line there if you want to get some of that action. We Brandon and I will be going through the brackets here momentarily. Like I said, Texas, NC State, they are currently first half 25-21 Texas. The winner of this game will face BYU, it looks like, in the first round. I'll have Brandon confirm that here once he gets back. Winner of Texas NC State plays BYU in the first round.
I need to go look at the bracket again.
So I was telling the fine folks that Howard, by virtue of their victory earlier over Maryland, Baltimore County, they get the pleasure of playing Michigan on Thursday. And you want to know the money line on Howard to beat Michigan?
It's got to be like plus 8,000.
It's 5,000. I was plus 5 is 50-1. So yeah, so there you
go. Let me see. So I will say the one problem I have with the tournament with the bracket is that if these are the last four in, they should all be the 16 seeds. That is my
yeah.
That
I agree.
The women's bracket actually does this. Like that's how it's set up, and that's how it should.
So
be
all four games are for 16 seeds.
Yes.
Okay.
Why are some of these teams going to be 11 seeds? Like that doesn't make any sense to me. It's like these are the worst four. These are the last four teams that we're putting in.
Yeah,
they should be the last seeds.
Yeah. So I will say, not that this counts for anything, but several years ago, I think one of the first things that united you and I was I did a Seinfeld bracket, like a March Madness style bracket of all the episodes.
I think we both did one. I think I did mine.
Maybe that's what it was.
I limited it to a like round number.
Right.
So I cut off some episodes. Like the dog was not getting into the first four. Okay.
Fair enough. So I did all when it comes out to 168. If you combine all the 1 hour episodes, throw out the clip shows, do all that stuff. And then what I did was kind of that. So like the play-in games, quote unquote, were for the 16, the 15, the 14. Like I did it that way. But yeah, that would make sense. So like you have these teams from smaller conferences, we'll say, competing for those 16 seeds as opposed to like a school like Texas. If they're going to get in, then let them in. Like they're
right.
But that's That's something to solve for another day. Do you want to go through the bracket now? So you want to take
Yeah,
a
sure. Well, yeah. Why don't we do
so
that?
so I've got to make a bracket for my work, and I know very little about college basketball. I kind of play the now I will say, if you remember last year, I did a bracket, and I want to say I started like 13-0 or
Oh yeah,
12
you
and
had
0
like
or
a really
something.
hot start.
Yeah, I had a really good start. It didn't last, but nevertheless. So let's start. Let's take this approach here. So the way I usually do a bracket is I look at it and I say, okay, do I think one of the one seeds is going to lose to a 16? And normally that's a no. Normally like you gotta be real. You got to think real highly of a 16 seed to pick them to beat a one seed, right? I mean, I would, yeah. So I think it's safe to say we can. Oh, you pulling it up here?
I'm pulling up my pre-tournament odds here.
Oh, there you go. There you go. So let's go through the 116 matchups first. Let's do
Okay.
it. This is how I usually do it. Okay. So in the East, we've got Duke against Siena.
Mm-hmm.
Duke is playing a crayon apparently.
Well, they're going to be burnt Siena after this game, is what we got. What I would say is,
in the South, we've got Florida. Are they playing No, they're playing Prairie View A&M. And the Midwest, we've got Michigan against Howard because of the game tonight. And then in the West, we've got Arizona versus this Long Island, LIU. I'm guessing that's Long Island.
LIU is at Long Island University. They are I believe they are the Sharks. I believe that is their mascot.
Oh, very good. Okay. Wait a minute. I thought there was 2 16 seed playing games. Is there not?
There are, yes. So the other one is in the South. That's Lehigh and Prairie View. So that one takes place tomorrow.
Oh, okay. Okay. So yeah, it didn't say that on here. It just said it just gave. Oh, okay. Well, there it is. Playing game. Prairie View. All right. So I'm gonna pick all the one seeds to advance here. So I'm gonna say Michigan over Howard. Florida beats the winner of Prairie View Lehigh. Duke beats Burns Siena, and Arizona over Long Island. All right, now the 215s. Now this is a little more. This happens. A 15 can beat a 2. This happens a little more. Not much more frequently, but it happens somewhat more frequently. So the 215s, we've got UConn versus Furman. We've got University of Houston, our local University of Houston Cougars against Idaho. Iowa State against who is this? Tennessee State. And Purdue against Queens. Is that Queens College?
Yes. Do you want to take a guess on where Queens College is located?
Is it not in New York?
It is not in New York.
So this is not Queens College that Jerry and George went to?
No, it is not that Queens College. Different Queens College.
So I just saw they're in the Atlantic Sun Conference. So I'm guessing they're in like Carolina or something like that. Maybe Charlotte.
They are in Carolina. That is correct.
Because that's the Queen City, as it were.
I think Cincinnati, also known as the Queen City. I think we got a few. So
my apologies.
Just
to
a heads up.
Our fine folks in Cincinnati. So I'm going to ask you any heartburn around these 15-2 matchups? Not really?
UConn, I have at 88, Houston 93, Iowa State. I really like Iowa State. Think they're really good, and then Purdue. So not really. I think those 2 seeds are really good. Purdue 92%.
We'll stay chalk with those. All right, let's go to the 3 versus 14 seeds. So I will say, once upon a time, actually, it's an anniversary for your boy here. 20 years ago today, Brandon, my alma mater, not SFA, my other alma mater, Northwestern State, as a 14 seed, defeated Iowa as a 3 seed in the tournament. So happy anniversary to those Northwestern State Demons. All right. So we've got Michigan State against who is this? North Dakota State.
North Dakota State, that is correct.
Then we've got Illinois against Penn, which you told me Penn. The Penn is not mightier in this scenario.
No, it will not be.
We have Virginia against Wright. Is this Wright State?
Virginia against Wright State.
This says Wright
yes,
on here.
Wright State, that is correct.
Okay, and then we have Gonzaga against Kennesaw State from Conference USA. How we thinking here? Any possibility of an upset here?
Obviously, Illinois. I think North Dakota State plays pretty smart. I don't know about the athleticism of Michigan State. I could see that happening. I have it at a 18% chance, so obviously pretty low there, but not out of the question. Illinois, obviously not. Virginia's good. Virginia also just played a long tournament and a kind of brutal game against Duke for the ACC championship game, so that could be if you see some fatigue. I think Virginia historically has played pretty slow as well. I don't have my pace numbers up right now. Let me see if I can pull those up real quick.
I will say, in 20 years ago when Northwestern State beat Iowa, I want to say Iowa was coming off of winning the Big Ten tournament, or at least getting to the finals, maybe.
Yeah, those games can be a detriment to you at the end if you end up spending too much energy on them. It can take a lot out of you. Let me see. We're talking about Virginia, right? So I have Virginia to 69. They're not as slow as they used to be, so that wouldn't be an issue that I would see.
Yeah, I'm just looking at some stats here. So the points per game for Virginia and Wright State are the same. They both average right at about 80 points per game. Wright State 23-11, 15-5 in conference. So I'm going to stay chalk for all these. I don't, maybe 14s do beat 3s. Feels like we've gotten at least one of these, if not every year, at least kind of maybe every other year. We get a 14 beating a 3. So something to keep an eye on. All right, now we're going to get into more upset territory. So 4 versus 13. Here are your 4-13 matchups. So we've got Kansas against, is this Cal Bakersfield? No, what is this?
California Baptist.
California Baptist. Hello. I didn't even know such a thing existed. All right. So, Kansas versus California Baptist. We have Nebraska against Troy. Shout out to DeMarcus Ware, Cowboy legend. We have Alabama against Hofstra. And finally, we have Arkansas and Hawaii. 13's definitely beat 4s. This almost feels like a one a year type situation. Do you have any feeling about who might be the most likely candidate to get upset here?
So I don't like Troy.
Okay. The movie or the college?
I don't. Not in this tournament. I will say so Alabama had one of their leading scorers just arrested.
Right. Yeah,
a lot of marijuana. So that might be an issue.
It's the way you said it. I'm sorry. A lot of marijuana. That's what it says on the arrest sheet.
Yes.
Possession of a lot of marijuana.
The other one is Arkansas just won the SEC tournament.
Okay.
So that's one thing. They're playing on Thursday.
Okay.
They had to fly from Nashville, where the SEC tournament was, out to Portland, Oregon.
Ooh.
And they will be playing Hawaii.
Short trip for Hawaii, yeah.
Yeah, well, it's I think the turnaround on that for Arkansas is tough. So if you see that they could end up being a little sluggish. I think Hawaii, from what I hear, is pretty well coached. That's one I wouldn't
Well-
mind taking.
Hawaii, I will say this: Hawaii gives up on average less than 70 points a game, right at 70 points a game. Arkansas, so it looks like they're a pretty good defensive team. Now, I don't know. I don't have Hawaii's schedule in front of me. They were 24-8 this season, 14-6 in conference. Arkansas 26-8, 13-5 in conference. That Alabama one with all that's going on with that player getting arrested, that one might be the one that people jump on. But sometimes teams, they have those situations and they rally around the team and they're fine. So I think so. Okay, so let me go back up here. So I'm going to take Kansas against California Baptist, which I didn't even know was a school until today. I was today years old. I'll take Nebraska over Troy. I'm going to take Alabama. I'll stick with Alabama over Hofstra. I think I'm going to pick the upset. I'll take Hawaii over Arkansas.
Okay, I have Hawaii winning that game as well.
I'm not going to hold it against you. If I guess we should come up with an official Bless Them Boys bracket, maybe. And that's what. But okay, so so that's 4-13, 5-12. Again, another big opportunity for upsets here. 5s versus 12s. So we have St. Joseph's versus perennial upset contender Northern Iowa.
That would be St.
I'm sorry,
John's.
St. John's.
Yeah,
My
yeah.
apologies, St. John's.
There is a St. Joseph. This is not it.
There is. Well, because on the screen it just said St. J.O.
Uh-huh.
And I
You had a 50% chance.
Had a 50% chance. Then down in the south we've got this is a big one, Vanderbilt against McNeese. So that's
McNeese, I
Then
could
we
see
have-
being in. I could see McNeese being in play for that.
yeah. Then we have Texas Tech Akron over in the Midwest, and then finally in the West we have Wisconsin against High Point. Is that right? High Point, 30-4 on the season for High Point out of the Big South. So
Do you like Akron a lot?
okay, the Zips.
The Zips also. What are we talking about? Texas Tech also missing their star player.
Oh yeah, they did have
Is it Obi Toppin?
I don't remember. I do remember.
Toppin
hearing
is the
that-
last name, but I can't remember if it's the which Toppin it is, because there's another one that's already in the NBA. But he is out for the year, and so they've been missing him.
Okay. So now with the 12-5s, there is very much a possibility of multiple 12-5 upsets, I would say, right?
Mhm.
In a given year, based on the numbers. So let's see. Let me go back up here. So I think I'm gonna. Oh man, is it possible that all 4 are upsets? That would be really wild. But
We're talking about 12-5s? Is that where we are?
12-5s, yeah, 12-5s.
I would take St. John's. I think St. John's is really good.
Okay. All right. So we'll
I
stick
think
with
St. John's actually just beat. I think St. John's actually just beat UConn in the
Big East.
championship, the Big East championship game.
That sounds right. Okay, so we'll stick with that. Vanderbilt, McNeese. You said McNeese might be a contender here for
Yeah,
an
just
upset?
kind of. I mean, I have him as a 30% shot, which is slightly lower than Northern Iowa. So it's in play. I actually like
McNeese,
Akron. I like Akron and High Point a lot more.
Okay, so McNeese did beat SFA in the Southland Conference Finals. I will stick with Vanderbilt, just in case anybody from work hears this.
Good call.
Yeah. So what the hell? I'll go with Akron and I'll go with High Point, which is good news for Wisconsin and Texas Tech fans.
Mm.
It means they're probably gonna win. So, all right, so we'll stick with those. So, 2 12-5 upsets there. All right, let's go to the 6 versus 11. So we've got alma mater of Saints quarterback Tyler Shuck, Louisville against South Florida. That's in the East. In the South, we've got North Carolina against VCU. It's a tasty 6-11 matchup there. Over in the the Midwest, we got Tennessee against the winner of Miami, Ohio, and SMU, which I think is your wife's national championship.
That's the runner-up in this year.
The runner-up in this year. And then in the West, BYU taking on either the Longhorns or North Carolina State, as we talked about earlier. Now 11-6 upsets, very much in play. The play-in, I don't know how much the play-in translates to success in the first round. I don't know if I'm sure there are numbers out there about it, but
I don't know. I wouldn't read too much into it.
Okay.
I think the one that I remember is Syracuse, but I think the Syracuse issue was more that they would play a zone defense and freak teams out, and so that was like their secret weapon back in the day.
Yeah. So any of these stick out to you as like a possible upset here?
Caleb Williams, is it Caleb Williams?
The quarterback?
No, there's I can't remember his name. So I like Louisville to win their game. I think VCU can take out North Carolina because one of their star players is hurt. They're going to be a little susceptible because of that. Tennessee, no, I would just take them over whoever wins that game. Because that's
doesn't BYU have like one of the better players in the country on their team?
They do. That's about all they have, though. Is it's a bit of the problem.
Got it.
I would still take BYU. I don't think Texas is very good. I don't think NC State is very good. I would take the talent there, but I would probably not take them to go super far. Let me see where I have them.
Okay.
BYU.
By the way, while you're looking that up,
I have them losing to Gonzaga in the second round.
Just went to halftime. Texas 30, NC State 29 at half. So, but SFA 52-41 over Tulsa in the second half here. So, Axe and Jacks. All right. So that's the 5. No, I'm sorry. That's the 6-11. Now we get to the 7-10s. 7-10 splits, as it were. We've got UCLA against UCF in the East. In the South, we've got who is this? We've got St. Mary's against Texas A&M. I think I know how Brandon's going to pick in that one.
Take St. Mary's.
In the what is this? The West? Is this the Midwest? Kentucky against Santa Clara. Santa Clara, the the alma mater of Steve Nash.
Well, I will be riding with Mr. Nash on this one. I will take Santa Clara to pull the upset.
Okay, all right. And then finally in the West, we have the U against Missouri. Is Missouri? So you've got Jimmy Graham's alma mater against Chase Daniel's alma mater there.
Give me Miami in that one.
So you're going Santa Clara over Kentucky. You said St. Mary's over A&M.
Mm-hmm.
What about UCLA, UCF? What do we got?
I would take UCLA. I don't think Central Florida is very good.
Okay.
They played in a conference with Memphis. That conference is very bad. So,
all right, and then you said the U. Yeah, you've got the U going all the way to the. Don't you have them going all?
No, that is my daughter who has them. My 5-year-old.
Your 5-year-old. Well, I'll ride with your 5-year. Your 5-year-old seems like a smart kid. So, all right. Finally, in the first round here, we got the 8-9 matchups. So these are obviously toss-ups because they're 8 versus 9. Ohio State, TCU in the East.
Ohio State. I would
Clem-
ride with Ohio State.
Okay. Clemson, Iowa in the South.
Give me Iowa.
All right. Go Hawks. In the Midwest, we've got Georgia and St. Louis. Is that who
That is
Yeah.
correct. Give me St. Louis on that one.
All right. What's the St. Louis mascot?
Billikens.
The Billikens. Yeah. Okay. That's what I thought. I second guessed myself there. And then in the West, we have Villanova and Utah State.
I will take Utah State in that.
You go on Utah State in that one.
I will
So
take
we've
Utah
got
State.
of the 4, 8, 9 matchups, we're going with 3 9 seeds.
3 9s. We're going 9-9-9.
All right. Okay. All right. Now for the rest of this, let's just go. Let's go bracket region by region here. So in the East, we've got Duke versus Ohio State. I'm guessing we're going Duke.
Correct.
St. John's against Kansas. Are we going? Where are we going?
I will take St. John's.
St. John's. Okay. Alma mater of Chris Mullen. Is that right? I think Chris Mullen went to St. John's. Then we have Louisville against Michigan State. What are we thinking there? Michigan State?
I will take. Let me check my bracket real quick. I have Louisville, Michigan State. I would lean Michigan State on that.
Okay. And then we have UCLA and UConn.
UConn.
All right. That seems. So UConn will play. If this holds true, UConn will play two Big Ten teams in a row. Because UCLA's in the Big Ten.
The classic Big Ten team, UCLA.
Yeah. All right. So then in the Sweet 16 here, we've got Duke against St. John's. That's a classic college basketball matchup there.
I think that's a tough matchup for Duke. I think St. John's is a little underseeded because I have St. John's rated. What do I have them? 19. 5 seeds about right then. Yeah, I think that's a tough matchup, but I will give the nod to Duke on that.
The Blue Devils, okay. And then Michigan State, UConn.
Give me UConn.
All right, so we got the Blue Bloods here, the Duke and UConn for in the Elite Eight, going to the chance to go to the Final Four. We're going with Duke.
So Duke is going to be my pick just because like I have them rated pretty higher. I have them rated like a fair bit higher than all the other 1 seeds, and these are all good 1 seeds. So I will take Duke.
Got it. Okay, sounds good. Let's go to the South here. So we've got Florida against Iowa. I'm guessing we're going Florida here.
I agree.
Then we've got Vanderbilt against Nebraska.
I would take Vanderbilt there.
Vanderbilt, okay. So we're gonna have an all SEC matchup in the Sweet 16 here, or in the
Elite Eight.
Sweet 16.
Well, yeah, Sweet 16, yeah.
Yeah. Then we have VCU against Illinois. I feel like VCU and Illinois somehow play each other every year in the tournament. Like this feels like a very common matchup. I guess we're going Illinois.
Yeah, I would go Illinois here.
Is real quick, is Brad Underwood still the head coach at Illinois? Do we know?
I think so. Pretty sure
He's the former SFA head coach once upon a time. And then we have Houston against who's this?
St. Mary's.
St. Mary's.
The Gales.
Okay, sorry. The Gales, yes.
I actually don't hate St. Mary's. I have in my bracket I have Houston moving on, but I would not be opposed to taking Houston out there.
Okay. I'll stick with the local with the Cougars there.
Okay.
All right, so now we're in Sweet 16. We got Florida against Vanderbilt, all SEC matchup there. I guess we're going Florida, right?
Florida there.
And then we have Illinois against Houston. What are we thinking there?
I give Houston a 39% chance to make the Elite Eight. I give Illinois a 35% chance. It is a lean Houston, but it is a toss-up in that situation.
Okay. And then finally in the Elite Eight, To go to the Final Four, we have Florida versus Houston. I'm guessing we're going Florida.
I will take Florida.
So far, we've got 2 1 seeds in the Final Four, which is not, based on previous years, not likely. But, never know. All right, let's go over to the West.
Okay.
Or do you want to do West or Midwest? Or
Let's do West. I'm already up there.
Okay, fair enough. So we've got Arizona against Utah State. I'm guessing Arizona on this one.
I will take Arizona.
Here's a fun one. 12 versus 13. We got High Point against Hawaii.
I have High Point.
High Point. All right. BYU against Gonzaga.
I will take Gonzaga.
The Zags. John Stockton over Jimmer Fredette. And then Miami against Purdue. So Jimmy Graham versus Drew Brees here.
I will ride with Mr. Breeze.
And then Purdue. All right. Okay, so now we have Arizona against High Point. I don't know. Wonder what the odds were on that one back when the season started.
I will take Arizona.
And High Points. That is the high point of their season to get to the Sweet 16. Gonzaga, Purdue.
I actually like Gonzaga.
Gonzaga. Okay. All right. So here we go. Arizona against Gonzaga.
I'll go with the Zags.
Go with the Zags. Okay. So the first non-1 seed in the Final Four here. And then finally the Midwest. So we've got Michigan against St. Louis, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Give me Michigan.
The Wolverines. All right. We got Akron against Alabama.
I will take Akron in that one. Let's have some fun. Let's give a 12 seed a ride.
There we go.
Live a little.
Why not? We've got Tennessee against Virginia Tech. Didn't these two teams play in a bowl?
This is Virginia, not Virginia Tech. Cavaliers.
I'm sorry, Virginia. But didn't Tennessee and Virginia play in a bowl game this year? I feel like
Probably.
that happened. I feel like that happened. Are you going to Cavaliers here?
I will stick with the Cavaliers.
Okay. And then last but not least, Santa Clara against Iowa State.
Okay, so Iowa State is a team that I always get really in on, and then they let me down. So I took Santa Clara because I'm tired. So this will be the year that they go on a run and make the Final Four. But
they're not. They can't hurt me again. Yeah,
this is
that kind of thing.
That's where I'm going. That's where I went with my bracket. If you want to keep Iowa State in, I think they're really good.
Nah, let's have some fun here. Okay, so it'd be really funny if the Elite Eight was Akron against Santa Clara, but that,
there we go.
It's going to be. How about so I'm guessing we're taking Michigan over Akron.
I would take Michigan over Akron,
and then we got Virginia over Santa Clara.
Yes.
All righty. So then we have Michigan and Virginia.
I would take Michigan. I know it's 3-1 seeds, but I think those 1 seeds are really good.
There you go. All right. So our Final Four here over on the left side of the bracket, I guess, we have Duke against Florida. We're thinking Duke.
I like Duke, and I think Duke needs to get revenge for last year.
Fair enough. By the way, where is the Final Four being played this year? Do we know?
It's in Indianapolis. It's in Indianapolis.
Okay.
Indianapolis.
There you go. So we'll take Duke, and then Gonzaga against Michigan.
Let's go Michigan.
Michigan, all right. So we have a. Is this a Yeah, this is the Fab Four, right? Back when the Fab
Five.
Duke,
Fab
Five. Excuse me, Fab Five.
The Beatles weren't. The Beatles did not play Duke.
My apologies to I guess Jimmy King. He was the one I forgot from the Fab Five. All right, so Duke, Michigan. So yeah, this is the Bobby Hurley Duke against the Chris Webber, Juwan Howard, Jalen Rose, Jimmy King, and who was the fifth one? I can't remember who the fifth.
I can't remember either. That was a great 30 for 30, though. By the way,
That was fantastic. That was one of the first ones I think I remember seeing.
Mm.
Yeah,
I actually watched that with my wife, and my wife even really enjoyed it. That's how good it
There you go.
was.
That'll tell you. That'll tell you right there. All right, so you are you riding with the Blue Devils here?
I'm riding with the Blue Devils here personally.
Okay.
I don't know where you stand on this. I
Uh,
know a lot of people. Duke is one of those teams that a lot of people do not like.
They're the Yankees of college basketball. Yeah.
Yeah, so I actually like because they're like colors that royal blue that I like really like. I had a Duke hat in high school that like I wore until it fell apart, and so I've always like, I guess, just identified as a Duke fan because of that. Because I like the color of blue they have.
I got you.
So
I got you. Yeah. We should mention the World Baseball Classic final is being played as we are recording this.
what's the score? There?
Bryce Harper just tied it in the 8th inning
Ooh.
with a dramatic home run, bat flip and all. I'm trying to find the score. I don't want the Major League Baseball scores. I want the World Baseball Classic. Let's see here.
What's your language over there, Paul?
Okay, so Venezuela has taken the lead. It's 3-2 in the top of the 9th.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. So Harper hit a 2-run homer in the bottom of the 8th to tie it, and then Suarez just doubled in the go-ahead run in the top of the 9th. Is this Eduardo Suarez? Maybe. I really don't know.
Is this a one game? It's not. They don't play a best of 3, do they?
I believe it's just a one game. Yeah.
Okay.
As far as I know, I think it's just a one game.
I don't see any other games on the schedule. So
we had hoped we would have our good friend Trang on the show this week, but she wanted to watch the World Baseball Classic, which I don't blame her.
She is a big baseball fan. The Padres her number one team.
That was the reason I wanted to have her on the show, was because I wanted to kind of our de facto baseball, because I know you and we don't talk baseball a lot on the show. I thought she could be kind of our de facto baseball preview. Season's coming up, but she wanted.
I think she saw that score from the Rangers and Padres from the other day.
Oh, maybe that's what it was. Maybe that's what it was. Well, maybe we could try to have her on next week, maybe to review the World Baseball Classic, and then also we can preview, because I did not know this. The opening day or opening night is on Netflix. Did you know this?
I'm not aware.
I opened Netflix the other day to watch something, and it's like, hey, Yankees Cubs or whatever the first game, which that's blasphemous in itself. Like, an interleague game on opening day, but that's a whole other story for a whole nother day. Let me come up with a total combined score here for the final. The final's usually 80 to 70 for the NCAA. It's usually like 80, so like 150, 160, somewhere in that.
Something like
range.
that.
We'll just do 160. That sounds good. All right.
So are we all set?
We're all set. I'm going to name my bracket here. I'm going to call it just
the Bless Them Boys official.
Well, I would not for my work. No.
Oh, you don't. You don't want anybody stumbling. You don't want anybody stumbling across this content.
Yeah, right. Let's see. So I'll just put Paul, Ease, poor picks. Oh, this is, I guess, the play for prizes. Whatever. I don't care. Okay. All right, buddy. So yeah, we got some. So you're going to be in Vegas watching the. Oh man, Tulsa has come all the way back. They are only down 3 now against SFA.
Ooh,
and we got about 8 minutes left in the second half here. So see if the Lumberjacks can. Big 3-pointer for the Lumberjacks there. Extend the lead to 6. The game is in Tulsa, for what it's worth. So
okay.
They wouldn't let Tulsa didn't want to travel to Nacogdoches, I guess.
We're not coming in East Texas.
Right. Well, can't blame them there. Okay, so yeah, so next week, see what we got next week. So we've got we'll probably talk basketball, college basketball going on with this. We'll try to have Trang on. Maybe we can talk a little baseball. We also need to let her take a victory lap with the Seahawks.
True.
We haven't had a chance to talk to her since the Seahawks won the Super Bowl, and she is a little displeased, I think, with the Kenneth Walker departure. So maybe we can get her thoughts there.
Right.
We'll also talk. I mean, if any free agency, maybe Jalen Waddle will fail his physical. Who knows? And then we'll be back.
There we go.
Sorry, Donnie. I'm not jinxing. Donnie was a little excited today when he just sent me a gif of him doing the waddle. And I told him, I said, this is the biggest trade Sean Payton has probably made in his career. Aside from the Jimmy Graham to Seattle, but in that case, he traded Jimmy Graham away. I think this is the biggest trade acquisition Sean Payton's ever made. If I had to, I mean, because Breeze was a free agent signing, so that didn't count.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm trying to think off the top of my head. He did trade for who was the linebacker we traded for? It was a Quan Alexander in the middle of
Kiko Alonso.
Well, yeah, that was, of course. How could we forget? The legend Kiko Alonso. But no, I think this is probably his biggest, off-season trade for sure. He did. I really am disappointed that Dez Bryant never played. Poor Dez. He signed with the Saints and then snapped his Achilles in practice. It was terrible. I hated it. I really was looking forward to Dez being a Saint, and just didn't work out. So that would have been. He probably would be my favorite. Well, except for maybe Leroy Glover. He probably would have been my favorite Saint Cowboy.
He was his time when he was at his peak. He was fun to watch. He was one of those players. Yeah. He was one of those few players where running a goal line fade was actually an efficient play, just because he could go up and get the ball over people, and he was so physical and had such big hands. He would just squeeze the ball. So
yeah, it's a shame. It's a shame that his legacy is kind of in the Dez caught it thing.
Getting ripped off by the officials is his legacy.
Well, I don't know. I don't want to bring up painful memories, but I don't know if I've told you my experience watching that game. I was watching that game with the sound off. I just had the TV on, and I remember seeing the play in real time, and I was like, "Oh, okay, they're checking to see if he scored or whatever." Didn't think anything about it, and then I look back, and Green Bay has the ball, and they're running out the clock, and I'm like, wait, did they throw? What happened? What?
Yeah.
Did they fumble on the goal line? What? So yeah, that was a mess. That was a mess.
All right.
That was But was that the divisional round, or was that that was the divisional round? Okay, so that wasn't. Yeah, well. You and I have both been through our share of
playoff heartbreaks.
Heartbreak, yeah. Oh, hey, SFA's women's team is in the tournament as well.
Huh.
But they're in a play-in game with Missouri State, it looks like. So anyway, we'll recap all the basketball. Who knows? Hopefully our picks are good. Good luck to everybody who filled out a bracket if you're doing that.
Mm-hmm.
Happy St. Patrick's Day to everybody, all our Irish fans out there.
Best of luck to you. Happy St. Patrick's.
Hey, the Pete.
You're right on the border.
We'll be back next week. We'll talk. Who knows? Maybe there's some football to talk about next week too. I'm sure the NFL will find something. Oh, by the way, I did want to mention this real quick before we go. It does appear that the Seahawks will be hosting the first game of the season. However,
It will be on
it's
Wednesday.
going to be played. It'll be played on Wednesday, and then the Rams 49ers Australia game will be Thursday.
Right.
Well,
Good
it'll
day, man.
technically be Friday in Australia, but it'll be Thursday here. I think is how
And that's
that
the
works,
important
but-
thing. What time is it here?
Right. Fair enough. But anyway, so thanks to everybody for checking us out. We'll see everybody next week. Hope everybody has a good St. Patrick's Day.
Mm.
Happy March Madness and happy football. We'll see everybody next week.
Happy basketball.
Happy basketball.